Welcome to ZBTR TV.
The goal is to unearth and document the Zambian narrative in the best way possible.
Catch us live every Saturday on Facebook and YouTube.
We broadcast every Saturday at 10 a.m. EST, 7 a.m. PT.
With a growing audience across the globe, we connect Zambians and share resources abroad.
Be part of our journey. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
With a growing audience across the globe, we connect Zambians and share resources abroad.
The ZBTR TV show.
Did you know? Less than 10% of our viewers are subscribed. Don't miss out. Be part of the community. Mark your calendars. Every Saturday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Flow live.
Welcome to the show. Hello. Welcome to ZBTR TV. It is Saturday, June the 13th. We are already almost halfway through the year, halfway through the month of June. We're excited to see you. Tell a friend, ZBTR TV is live, and we are just about to get into one of those exciting discussions. You don't want to miss this. We're going to go deep. We're going to go into some things that probably you don't find easy or to talk about, all right? Now, before we introduce my guest, of course, we all know that the World Cup is on, all right? It's World Cup season, if we may use that. All the host nations have played their games. In America, we feel like we've already won the World Cup. Let me just tell you that. That's the way we feel. 4-1 is a good score. Don't you agree with me? All right, we are here to talk about the crisis leadership that nobody wants to talk about, okay? My guest today is a dear friend I have known for many years. Many years. Hello, Bambo Pete.
It's good to see you.
How are you doing?
Doing very well, thank you.
I was teasing everybody watching. I was teasing Claude that he looks like he's still in the North Mid youth group. All right. Claude Phiri is an author, speaker, leadership consultant, and researcher whose work focuses on leadership effectiveness, soft skills. You are going to explain what that means. Organizational performance and the future of leadership in an AI-driven world. He has published 29 books. Oh my goodness. 29 books spanning leadership, personal development, and faith. His work explores the intersection of human-centered leadership, organizational performance, emerging technologies, purpose, and legacy. He is the author of the Lead Soft Will and several faith-based books, and founder of leadership, Lead Soft Publishing. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor. Thanks for the privilege.
It's good to have you here. Looking forward to this. And everybody's like, what is this leadership crisis that nobody's talking about? But before we get there, everybody watching, Claude and his family live in Manchester, United Kingdom. So it's World Cup. And you guys in the UK, the English are known for being crazy. For being crazy about soccer. What's the mood in the nation?
It's a talk of the day. Almost everywhere you turn, and there are places where they've done, big TVs, and as usual, where people gather to watch from big screens. But
big screen,
it's a season, like you said.
I can only imagine how it's going to be the day England is going to play. I don't know when their first game is. It's going to be something else. Our subject today, everybody watching, is about leadership. But before we get into that, I want Claude to share a little bit about the journey, how you got yourself to this place where you jumped into this leadership thing. And you've got a very unique approach to this subject. First of all, of course, not everybody watching knows you the way I know you. You're an accountant by qualification, and you practiced accounting for many years. How many years did you do accounts?
For many years. Let's say.
Yeah, for many years, many years. Okay,
Yes.
not 5 or 10, many years.
Mhm.
At what point in your career did you make the turnaround? What was the realization that leadership was your calling? What happened?
I think that it was a gradual shift. Um, I find myself thrilled at teaching and developing in others and things like that. So that even when I was an accountant or when I worked in accounting roles, somehow my real heart was towards developing others, helping others, become the best that they could be and all of that. So for example, I remember at one time I was working as a senior financial accountant at Care International. That was many years ago in Zambia. We had branches across the country. And I remember putting together a thing of its kind at the time. We called it an all accountant training or workshop or something like that. We went to a few hotel or something like that. But you see, the thrill, the satisfaction that I was getting from just having to have people share ideas, share notes, and you see some of those wow moments on a number of people. That gave me a lot of thrill. So I guess it was a gradual process. It didn't really happen overnight. And maybe the desire to want others to grow keeps leading me towards, when I would do like a training, and maybe sometimes I would train managers and senior leadership from organizations, and the passion and the realization of some of the gaps that we were seeing then perhaps drove me to the direction that I'm on now. So I started researching, reading, and interested. When I decided to do my PhD, it was almost inevitable that the subject of my research was going to be
on leadership.
Yes.
We need to make some adjustments here. The people watching are saying this, your audio is not good.
Okay.
There was something you wanted to do before we started. Is there a way we can change?
Yeah, let me just quickly check. I was about to change it. Are you hearing me better now? Or shall we put the microphone closer?
There's no other microphone you can use apart from...
One sec, I will change quickly.
Okay. Tag a friend, let them know that the show is live. And
yes, while we sort out that microphone issue.
Yeah, whilst we're working on this microphone issue, and we shall take a short break here.
Unlock your potential with Global Nurse Pathways, HOPE, your trusted partner for mastering the NCLX. Our intensive virtual prep is built for your busy schedule, flexible, focused, and designed for real results. Learn with Dr. Nalando, a highly credentialed nurse practitioner dedicated to your success.
For just $200, access comprehensive NCLX preparation and begin with a completely free trial session.
Move through systems at your own pace. Join and exit sessions freely as you master each topic.
We provide NCLX exam preparation and guidance only. No employment or immigration services. For employment or immigration needs, we may connect you with trusted third-party experts.
Call or WhatsApp +1 346 32811 or email globalnursepathways@gmail.com. Start your journey today. Register now and secure your free trial session available before purchase.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Let's try that.
1, 2.
Okay, that's perfect. Perfect. Thank you. I hope when we took a break, you shared the link with a friend and let them know that we are talking about leadership crisis. Okay, so Claude was just sharing about that moment, or what led him to get into the leadership research, the leadership journey, the leadership track, and talk about everything to do with leadership. In your work, those of us that have read what you are doing, you allude to what you call traditional leadership approaches, struggling to keep pace with change. Can you please share with us these traditional leadership approaches?
All right. Perhaps I should first give a simplistic definition and distinction between management and leadership.
Yes.
A manager is by function, by position. So management is positional.
Okay.
You get appointed to become a manager. You manage that radio station from this date to that date if it's on a contract basis. Whereas leadership is different. Leadership is functional. You function as a leader. Whether you have a formal appointment or not, for as long as you are a leader, you will find yourself functioning as one. I think that's a key distinction that I want to draw first and foremost. And then secondly, we've had many schools of thought around leadership and evolution from one stage, one type to another. But I guess the sum of it is the traditional ones usually depend on authority. What appointment letter do you have?
Wow.
What is your title? And how long have you served? And those are our usual definitions of leadership. Whereas what we are talking about now is different because it does not depend on what you know as the leader. It depends on how you relate with your team. There's a big difference there. So we emphasized for very many years, in fact, some organizations still do now, the technical aspects, the knowledge aspects of leadership. And we left out the behavioral side, the relational side of leadership. This is where my heart is, the relational side.
The relational side. Here's what goes through my mind. I have one of your books, which I got myself as a Christmas gift. In our family, we have a culture tradition of you ask what the person wants for Christmas. And I told them I want that book written by my friend. Don't you think what you are describing has to some great extent got to do with culture and specific communities? Let's say, of course, the way the Japanese do things is not the way the English do things. It's not the way the Africans, I hate even to say Africans, it's not the way the Ethiopians do things. Let's say that. To what extent does culture influence what you're describing? Relation.
That's a very important point. A lot of what we use or adopt or adapt as leadership frames, leadership models were developed somewhere else. And many times as organizations, we just take these wholesome and hope to make them work in our setting. When you really look at it, the reason or some of the reasons why this fails is because we have not included the cultural aspects. The dynamics of a particular location, the dynamics of a particular geographical setting are not the same. So leadership cannot be the same everywhere else. One of my papers I just wrote recently is about that. We cannot take
whatever somebody else has written elsewhere and apply it wholesale in our setting, because the setting is different. So the way we define leadership, for example, in Zambia, will not be exactly the same way that somebody else would define it elsewhere, because we do not have the same cultural setting. So it is a valid point. And the context matters. Wherever you are, there are two aspects to leadership.
Okay.
The person providing the leadership and the recognition by those being led of that leadership. The recognition of that leadership depends on culture to a very large extent. It's the reason why the behavior of a leader is either acceptable or not acceptable, depending on how the society they are leading define leadership. Let me give you an example. If because you can see my beard is gray, going gray. If in our culture somebody with gray beard is respected, and I happen to be a junior at work to somebody who doesn't have as much gray, they may have difficulties instructing me to do something because our culture says you must respect those that are older than you. That's an example. So you cannot take something that was written elsewhere for a different society and setting and apply it here, because you may have to tweak certain things here, because this is how we define leadership.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it becomes, the question arises, Claude, to say, then in any particular society or group of people, whose responsibility is it to begin to deal with those leadership challenges? How do we navigate those things? Because what you have done, anybody out there who has read your books, I've read the book that I bought, and I'm saying to myself, this is, if I may use the word, this is intentional. It's specific, it's specified or targeted to a specific audience or group of people. Whose responsibility is it to make leadership work in particular settings? Whose responsibility is it?
Yeah. First and foremost, they say that organizations rise and fall on the shoulders of leadership.
Yes.
They say that a fish rots from the head. It starts from the head. So if there is an absence of leadership or good leadership, that society, that community will have challenges. So the responsibility is for those that feel called to be leaders, those that have the opportunity to lead, to do so well. Now, let me also bring in this analogy that I use from time to time. I want you to imagine a bird with two wings. My fingers are pointing inwards, but perhaps they should go that way. The one wing are your technical skills. And I'm thinking in the context of an organization. The lack that we have is not so much of the technical skills. So the one wing are the technical skills. You know how to build roads excellently. You know how to do pharmacy work very well. You know how to do broadcast work very well. You know how to do fashion work, no problem. That is not where we lack. That is the one wing. Now, if you take the bird and you clip one wing, the bird will not fly.
That's right.
And clip this wing and clip this other wing, the bird still will not fly. You need both wings for the bird to balance. My contention is the one wing are the technical skills that we have dwelt on for many years. We have developed for many years. We have focused on for many years. When we do our performance assessments, to a very large extent, these are what we measure. The behavioral side, the human side, the so-called soft skill side, we hardly mention, we hardly develop, we hardly have a plan for how we will inculcate these within our organizations. So that balance is critical. Now, back to your question, whose responsibility is it? First and foremost, whoever has any leadership role, whoever has any management role, it is incumbent on you to inculcate the behavioral side, to show, to demonstrate the behavioral side of leadership, the human side of leadership.
I tend to go back and envision a situation where somebody's listening to this and they're in a leadership role and they are like, it's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to make the team to produce results. What's wrong with that statement?
And that's exactly where the problem is. We have measured those results without considering what it takes, how we got to producing those results. Let me give you a demonstration. I'm seated now, but you can imagine, I want you to imagine with me, a father and a 5-year-old son. So the father says to the 5-year-old son, sit down. And the 5-year-old son says, don't want to sit. And the father says, sit down the second time. And the son says, no, but daddy, I do not want to sit down. The father says, sit, and raising his voice, obviously, sit down. I said, you must sit down. And the son says, but I do not want to sit down. Why must I sit down? And the father says, because I am your father, I'm telling you to sit down.
And I'm telling you to sit down.
Then the child says, puts his hands on his, waist, one on this side, one on this side, and he squats. Then he says, even though I'm sitting down, my heart is still standing. In my heart, I'm still standing. So we can produce the results. Does it matter how we produced those results? Did the leader hurt one team member in the process and they don't care? Did the leader damage the reputation of another? Did they mess up the self-esteem of somebody in the process of producing those results? Those other things are the things that matter more, a lot more than the technical side, than the results that you are looking to produce. If anything, if you reverse, you will notice that those results will be so easy to produce. They'll be easy to achieve. They'll be very easy to realize. I found somewhere, this is online, some of you have come across it, but you can check it out. Culture eats strategy for breakfast. Culture eats strategy for breakfast. The way I came across it, I was helping one MBA student with his research. And one of the questions was around culture in relation to strategy. The question was, which one is more important? The culture of an organization or a community or a people versus the strategy of that organization. And the statement says culture eats strategy for breakfast. You can have the best strategies in the world. If the culture, if the work culture, if the people culture, if the team culture, if the dynamics within the team are rotten, you will not achieve that strategy. That balance which I was talking about a little bit earlier. So it's good to strengthen the strategy. You need the culture, which is the people, to be able to achieve your strategy.
Excellent. Okay, now let's get to the bottom of our theme. The theme of this discussion is the leadership crisis nobody is talking about. What is this? What is that leadership crisis that nobody is talking about?
The crisis is the lack of recognition, the lack of acceptance of the need for the human side of leadership. We emphasize, we promote by behavior and practice the technical side, the positional side, the longevity. How long have you been in the office for? Those things we promote. We neglect the human side of leadership. Where is empathy? Where is trust? Where is development? The heart to develop people so that the people can become the best that they can be. Those aspects of leadership are neglected. This is what I call the crisis of leadership that nobody is really talking about. I'll tell you an example. In March, April, May last year, I was in Zambia collecting data for my PhD research. I asked these are very senior, leadership or senior leaders at their organizations. I asked one whether in their organization, this is a big conglomerate in Zambia, and I asked whether they had a policy or a framework or any plan around how they would develop soft skills in their leaders. This person said, "Don't embarrass me, we do not have." I asked a second person at another time, and this person said almost verbatim, he says to me, "This person who is speaking to you does not have one." In other words, we focus on everything else, and this particular one we neglect. That's why I call it a crisis.
Okay.
Because in the absence of the human beings that are in these organizations, in these entities, we cannot achieve anything. And remember, we do not manage people. We manage processes. We manage systems. We manage things. I mean, I switched from one microphone to another. We do not manage people. We lead people. And the skills to lead people are different. And a lot of our managers, a lot of our leaders, so-called, lack those skills. And that's some of the reasons why we have problems in the organizations, that we see. I wrote a piece some time back on LinkedIn, and I said, organizations set their managers for failure. Organizations set their managers for failure. What do I mean? If you are the best professor at killing mosquitoes, the best one in the world at killing mosquitoes, whoever has a stubborn mosquito that refuses to die, if they bring you on board, that mosquito is gone. Because you are so good at killing mosquitoes, what does the organization do? They create the department of killing mosquitoes, and you become the head. Then they say, let's recruit 20 people to work with this professor who will help him kill mosquitoes. Within 3 months and 6 months, all of the 20 people have resigned. Because whereas the professor was so good at killing mosquitoes, he had no clue what it takes to lead people. People have emotions. We are all different personalities. And there are so many things that go on around people that if the leader is absent in terms of knowing what's going on, you will fail to lead the people.
So where should it start from? Okay, I am this professor who is very good at killing mosquitoes.
Yes.
And I realized that I have 28 people entrusted to me to lead how to manage this mosquito killing department. What should be my first step or my mindset to make this team cohesive, okay, relate with each other beyond the technical, beyond the killing of mosquitoes? What should be my first step to make this team work?
I love the question. About 5 years ago, I think it is 5 or 6 years ago, I put together a framework, and it was called the Pearl Leadership Model. The P in the Pearl stands for personality. And this stems from the recognition that we are all different personalities. One mistake that we make as leaders is to think that we can change somebody's personality. We cannot. They are who they are. It's the behavior that we manage, not the personality. The recognition that all of us are different personalities is a starting point. So if somebody, for example, is I use this word loosely, a chatterbox, give them a job that involves a lot of talking. The team will benefit. You don't force the one that does not want to talk to talk. If, for example, somebody is very good at writing minutes, you don't force somebody else who doesn't like writing minutes to write minutes. You get that one who writes minutes very well, they enjoy it, let them write the minutes for the team. They will do it in 5 minutes, whereas another person will take 7 hours to do it.
Yeah.
That recognition by the leader is a starting point.
Okay.
So that you then recognize the strengths, the abilities, the aptitudes of the different people within your team, and you groom them in that way. In that way, at the end of the day, everybody benefits. And also recognize that even within yourself, you have weaknesses, you have strengths. And in the places where you are weak as the leader, you let another person who has what it takes to lead in that area lead. You don't have, because you're the head of department, you must be the MC at every meeting. You must be the chairperson at every meeting. You must take the minutes. You must be the spokesperson. No. You recognize those differences. Emotional intelligence is the next one in the Pearl model.
Okay, that's E.
That's the E. We are all different. And the person who learns the emotional states and learns how to manage the emotions of, their own and the emotions of other people is better placed to navigate those relational issues within the team. The A is attitude. Around the onset of the COVID-19, I developed a course managing attitude. It's called Attitude Alchemy. You need to learn as a leader to manage attitudes. And then the L is leadership communication. The R is resilience. The point I'm making is the manager or this professor needs to come to terms with the fact that, one, you are not the one who knows everything. There is no monopoly of wisdom. There is no monopoly of knowledge anymore. Gone are those days when the manager would hide information from others so that they may continue to be relevant, because information is available everywhere. So you can't use that anymore. You use the heart, you use empathy, you use the heart to develop somebody else. In fact, at the end of the day, the bottom line for leadership is develop people to become the best they can be.
Claude, I'm in charge here. I shouldn't show weakness.
That's a problem, because you see, who said you don't have weaknesses? Even if you don't show us, we will see them. That is one thing. That's a fallacy. It's a falsehood. It's a falsehood we will not manage to keep hidden. So we recognize you are a human being, even though you are our leader. This is where I'm not really good here. I don't know what to do here. What do you think? You will be amazed at the wisdom that will come from the team.
Amazing. Those of you watching, if you'd like to make a comment or ask a question, please do so in the comments. Claude's website is scrolling at the bottom there in case you want to get in touch. It's claude@mapalotraining.com. The email address is there, and that is his contact number. It's WhatsApp friendly as well. Yeah. My next question is, now, after you have said what you have said, it's like it just throws the African way of doing things, if I may use that expression, through the window. The world is become, or is, it hasn't become, it is actually a global village. Okay.
Yes.
It's like we can't say You can literally see that America is not any different from South Africa, from Zambia. The United Kingdom is not any different from India. What I'm talking about in terms of these things that you're talking about. What are soft skills?
So by definition, they say that hard skills are those technical skills where you fix that, fix the other thing, fix this and the other. What they generally refer to as soft skills are those that are human skills, emotional intelligence, problem solving, things that have to do with the human side of skills. That's what they would refer to as soft skills. Although Daniel Goleman, some of you may have come across him, he's a guru on soft skills. He actually wrote a piece and he says that soft skills might, or in fact, he talks about emotional intelligence, might actually be more important than your technical skills. So let me say this much.
Why? Don't I need both?
Yes, exactly. You do. But the emphasis we've placed on technical skills is at the expense of the soft skills. And we need to reverse that. You need technical skills to open the door for you. Once you have entered, you need soft skills. You need human skills, relational skills, behavioral skills to stay in. Otherwise, you get kicked out. So soft skills will help you stay. They will help you succeed. In the absence of which you will have challenges, like the example you gave, I want results. Well, they will give you results, but meanwhile, they will use your airtime, they will use your internet time to look for jobs elsewhere. Because there is no connection, there is no team, there is no, your team members will feel more valued, will let me rephrase, will contribute a lot more. They are likely to contribute more. They are likely to engage more if they feel valued, they feel appreciated, they feel acknowledged, and all of things, all such things. Let me give you a very simple example. You are the head of a department, and you ask this one who spends 2 weeks putting together maybe a presentation that you are going to give at a conference somewhere. So you carry this presentation and you do at the event, you present the talk or the paper, and everybody gives you a standing ovation. It was very well done. Not once in your presentation do you even mention that person who spent 2 weeks preparing that presentation. Not once. You come back and say, oh, it went very well, and not even an acknowledgement of that person. You kill that person. Those are soft skills. Those are the skills that we are saying must be developed among our leaders.
So we are not asking for complicated things out from outer space.
No.
Like they say, is it, if I may use this expression, Claude, have a human face?
Thank you. Well, a heart too.
Okay, yes. Have a human face and a heart too.
Yeah. Gone are the days when a manager would say to you, I don't care how you got here. Your problems, your personal problems are your personal problems. Don't bring them here. I don't care where you slept. I don't care whether you ate or not. All I want is results. When you're at work, we are here to work. You don't go far with that attitude. The human side of leadership is empathetic. I hear you, I feel you. Does that mean we neglect the strategy? Does that mean we neglect the need for results and outcomes? No. We are talking about the balance. I hear you, I feel you. How can I help you? How can I support you to achieve those results better? That is what we are talking about.
Excellent. Okay. Phiri says, as a junior, how would I get myself ready for a leadership role so that I'm a good leader when the opportunity shows up? That's an excellent question.
That's a very good question. Read as much as you can on the subject. Be open to looking out for the needs of colleagues, the needs of others within your team. You may not be able to do anything about it, but do something if you can. Be open-minded to the needs of others, and you always look out for an opportunity. In which way can I help somebody else become better? We're not talking about petty jealousies and things like that. The more they become better, the more you will become better. I use one illustration in one of my books. I don't remember which one. Imagine you are the leader, and let's imagine a circle. And on the perimeter, around this circle are all your team members. You, as the leader, are in the center. If you devote your energies and your time to help this one member to shine and become the best that they can, do you know that some of their light will shine on you? You are in the center. And then you help this other member, remember they are around you, to become the best they can be. Their light will shine on you too. You do that to the third member and the fifth member. At the end of the day, who do you think shines the most? And yet managers feel like, no, I can't, because no. In fact, there's some managers who say, I'm too busy to help develop my team members. I'm too busy with my work. Your work in the first place is to develop your members, your team members, so that they can do the work. And then as a team, you achieve a lot more than you saying, I'm too busy to develop them. If there's a failure in any of your members, it is a failure on you as the leader. I will repeat. If the department fails, you as the leader have failed. I was in Miami some time back, and I was doing a leadership course. One manager from the Bahamas said, or it was a question that they asked, we have tried what we can, and with this technology and everything, and for some reason, there are those that just don't want. What we do? Shall we just fire them and leave them behind? This is my response, and it generated quite a bit of debate. My response was, if I am the CEO and you are, say, the head of department or the director for this or the other, and within your team, let's say in a year, 3-4 key members resign, I will fire you without a doubt. I'll let that sink in. Because
I like that.
People resign from their managers in many cases.
Not from the organization.
No. It is this boss that they cannot stand. I'm sure some of you watching and listening now can attest to this. You cannot stand this boss. They just make life hell for you. You decide to tender your resignation.
Is it possible to teach somebody empathy, or are soft skills something you either have or you don't?
That's a good question. We develop soft skills. Some people will demonstrate more of one or the other, but we develop these. So what you do is, any moment you get an opportunity to show empathy, show it. You deliberately become mindful so that you are attentive to others. Let me give you another example. Some years back, I woke up, one would almost say, from the wrong side. And I called all the managers that reported to me, and I said to them, I had printed out by the time I did, I gave each one of them a questionnaire. I said, I want you And I was confident of the relationship that we had developed. And I was confident of the relationship that the whole team had developed. I said to them, I want you to complete this questionnaire. And the bottom line of the questions there was, how am I managing you? How am I leading you?
Mm-hmm.
I said to them, you also must share with all your teams, and I want all the feedback anonymously. One person in their responses, they said, at the bottom, I had said, any other comments you want to say. Now, my demeanor, some of you may know, is more the serious side and, that kind of thing. Or I used to be, at least, or I used to think so. This person said, please smile a little bit more. This is many years ago. That statement has never left me. So if you see a smile now, in part, it's because I have deliberately been practicing from the comment that one person made many years ago. So soft skills, you do develop them. In fact, that's the point that we are making. Organizations must make plans to develop the human side, soft skills within their leaders, deliberately so. And a lot of our organizations, sadly, do not do so. They don't have any plan. And in some cases, they have no clue where to start.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Brenda says leadership is very challenging and definitely not for the faint-hearted. A leader should be ready to soldier on even in the midst of conflict. You want to comment on that, especially the faint-hearted part?
Yes. Leadership, first and foremost, is a lonely journey. It's not a popular trip. It's a lonely journey. And there are times when you will be called upon to make decisions that may not be popular. Let me say this much. I've made this statement before elsewhere. If you are not ready to solve problems, problems of your own making, more so problems of other people, you have not yet started on your journey to leadership. You haven't yet started, because leadership is all about bringing solutions to issues and challenges and problems and difficulties that people face. These can be developed. It's a skill. Not everybody may be empathetic, but you can develop the skill. There are things that you do to help you develop. Not everybody will be emotionally intelligent. You can develop those skills. I've made a statement before, and I want to make here. It's possible to be educated, highly educated, and be a fool.
Yeah, my father used to say that a lot.
So what we need is more than just the education. What we need is the human heart, which is demonstrated by our behavior, empathy, being emotionally.
You make me understand something. You see, you remember when we were young, or even in especially when we were younger, in those situations where you would find that this gentleman or this lady or this person, they don't even have a degree, but they are able to make the team work. And remember, Claude, we used to say to ourselves, but
yeah,
you see the point I'm trying to make here. Before we change gears here. I know this is your area of, this is one of the things you talk about a lot. Okay. We are in the age of AI. Does the rise of technology make leadership soft skills more or less important?
In fact, we need them more desperately in the face of AI, in the face of technology, because remember that a lot of what goes on now happens with machines. We start to become distant. So as a leader, you will make effort to bring about those connections, those relationships, that trust amongst your team. In fact, we desperately need soft skill leadership and human centered leadership much more now in the face of technology. Otherwise, we'll lose everything. Technology may make processes easier. It may make systems work better. It takes human beings to work those systems. It takes human beings to work those processes. And those human beings must be connected. They must be able to trust each other. They must be able to relate. And leadership plays a key role in ensuring that that environment is created where people feel like I am at home here and I can contribute my best.
Wow. Okay. I want us to switch gears to something that I am very passionate about.
Yes, sir.
Let's look at this. That's a very famous statement from a lot of people. You see it everywhere and whatever. Africa is not poor, it's poorly managed. What's your position on that? And what's the word? For transparency purposes, I did tell Claude that I hate this statement. Talk to us, my friend. Talk to us.
You see, Africa does not need the world. The world needs Africa. That's a strong statement too. We have all the resources. We have the land. We have the trees. We have the weather. Africa has a youthful population, which means labor is not a question. Underground, how much do we have? And yet we dig raw stones and sell them to somebody else somewhere else who will, let me use Zambia as an example, who will process the copper into copper wires that they send to you they send to you, and you buy at 1,000 times the price of the rock that you sent to them. We have everything that can transform our continent. And I think that statement to a large degree is correct. We mismanage ourselves. We mismanage the resources we have. We are poorly managed.
So in other words,
I think there is value.
Yeah. In other words, we are a bunch of people who put other people in leadership who don't have empathy. Because for you to manage the resources well, resources are meant for human utilization or human consumption. So if I'm going to manage the resources well, I need to have empathy to care about the people who need those resources.
Precisely.
So basically what is missing in our world, in our continent, in our culture is lack of empathy, lack of human skills. Is that?
What is it that we want to achieve when we say we aspire for leadership? What do we want to achieve? Besides the rhetoric, just the words that we talk about, what is it exactly that we want to achieve? Can I use a scripture portion, a scripture example? The Bible says that Jesus Christ was moved with compassion. That is an emotional skill. He didn't end there. He then did something and provided bread out of a few fishes and loaves.
Loaves of bread, yeah.
Because he was moved. How many of our leaders are genuinely, sincerely, truly moved by the needs of our people? To the extent that they will do everything possible to help improve the lives of our people. That is the real question.
You see, this is what I was having a private conversation. I think I need to be bringing some of the things that I believe in the open. I said this to a friend. No, you know, we are so politically inclined. Okay. And this is what I said. We're not going to dwell on this, the political thing. I said to this friend of mine, you know, the biggest mistake we've made in Zambia? We have created a messiah type in our presidency. We think we are going to elect this person and they are going to solve the problems of, there's no one human being who can solve the problems of the world. And I said to this person, tell me, what has non-functional traffic lights at a major intersection in Lusaka got to do with State House? What has a clogged drainage got to do with State House? What has a community that does not observe and follow traffic rules got to do with State House? The problem is we've created a messiah type of a presidency in Zambia. And I'll stop there with that. Is Africa coping with a leadership change and test, AI, workforce transformation, rapid technological change, and employee expectations? I want you to address especially the employee expectations on this question. Is Africa coping with leadership change test?
Africa is making strides. We can do a lot more. That's also a statement that is true. We can do a lot more. There are opportunities that are available, and sometimes people just don't want to take the opportunities. Sometimes those opportunities get misdirected by the few that are sometimes supposed to be the so-called leaders, because they want to benefit themselves and those, you know, the cronies around them. Sorry for the use of the word. But sometimes that's what happens. But we do have a long way to go, because we still need to develop a lot of, let me put it this way. Why should we have to import some of the stuff that we do when in fact we can make that stuff here, back home? So the challenge is there's a lot we can do and we don't exercise as much. Let me make this analogy. In fact, it's a fact. You can Google it. The statistic may not be accurate, but it says that we use about 7 to 10% only of our faculties. 7 to 10% of our faculties. The rest just remains latent. What if we started to do a little bit more to go beyond the 10% to 11 and 12% to 13%, 14% among more of us, where we sit and say, what can we do to change this around? Let me bring in this 3-letter word. The how is what must preoccupy us. You gave the example of the drainage system that's blocking, that's clogging. How can we resolve this? That's what must preoccupy us. Because when we talk about the how, we will then look for the resources to be able to match the strategy and the plans that we have. How can we turn this around? How?
Before I let you talk about the leadership retreat that is coming up, you are hosting in Zambia next month, I like, let me go back to that comment that, what's the name? Somebody who asked the question, by the way, powerful points on leadership and soft skills. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Brenda also says, like you said, an educated fool is dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Yeah. Your relative is watching here. Hi, guys, watching.
Oh, yes.
That's Nikki. Thank you, Nikki. She did a lot and sharing the link and just
thanks a lot.
Boosting
much
it and
appreciated.
all that. People, what we need to do is, you see, let's share this. Let's make it go viral. Post it to my association groups, in your WhatsApp groups, your political, all those areas, and let's put our leaders to the task. Are they empathetic? Do they have the leadership skills? Don't just say we want change. Don't get me started now. don't just, no, we like singing that song, Claude. We want change. What change are you looking for?
Exactly.
So I was looking for that. Let me try to find that question, because I think it's very important. Okay, this one. As a junior, how would I get myself ready for a leadership role that I'm good? Then the opportunity shows up. The point I want to make, Claude, before we conclude, before I let you speak about the leadership retreat coming, all of us look to progress in life. We look to succeed. We look to get promoted. We look to get an increase at work. So opportunity, like Phiri is saying, presents itself at church, in the community. You know, now the diaspora, Zambian diaspora is growing. We have associations. We have all these groups, an NGO, even at school, okay? So the opportunity comes and I am given this leadership role. It could be at work, I get appointed, I get promoted. I step into this leadership role. What is the first thing you advise this person that I should do? Immediately I step into this leadership role. What's the first thing I should do?
Learn your team. Find out who you have. Who are they? What are their passions? What are their strengths? Learn as much as you can your team. That's a starting point. Because it's based on that knowledge that you then can assign tasks that you know the person will be able to do well for the benefit of the team, and everybody benefits.
Wow.
Learn your team.
Learn your team.
I was appointed once, some years back, as director for operations. The first thing I did in the first, I don't know how long anyway, but for a while, I would have conversations, not formal, just conversations with every single member one-on-one. Not once, twice, 3, 4 times. By the time I had gone through these engagements, which each one of them, I had a reasonable sense of where we were at the time as a team. So that if I was going to suggest anything to, any interventions or things like that, it would be based on knowledge. Learn your team. That's the first point. And then if you're going to share a vision and direction and all of that, you will be able to articulate it better if you know what you have in the team.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what Nikki. Learn your team. Wow. Yes, yes. To be honest with you, I'm asking that question for myself too, because none of us have stopped growing.
No.
We are all learning. We are all growing. We are all just like in the family. You see, that's why I believe that leadership presents itself in different formats. Political, economic, academia, family, socially, religious, all those sectors. Okay.
Yeah.
Learn your team. You have a. Please talk about this.
All right. This is a 3-day event where we are inviting leaders from across Zambia and perhaps some in the neighboring countries to join us in Livingstone for 3 days. In those 3 days, we will have conversations where we challenge each other as to how we as leaders can respond better given the advent and the speed at which, say, AI and technology grows. We are going to talk about the human leadership capabilities that are likely to hold you and help you succeed as a leader and as a team in the future. And I will also be introducing the Lead Soft Will framework at the event, introducing it to those that will be attending because it's been used elsewhere anyway. So this is the event. It's coming up on the 14th up to the 16th of July, 2026. And it's in 2 parts because following that, on the 17th, on the Friday in the evening, in Lusaka, we are going to have a multi-book launch and also leadership conversations. So that will happen on the evening of the following Friday at in Lusaka. The one thing that is an offer also regarding that retreat, everybody who will attend will get a signed copy of my book, The Lead Soft Will.
The Lead Soft Will. Is that the latest book that
yes,
you have?
the second edition, yes.
Oh, there is a first edition.
Yes.
Okay.
The second edition just got published 3 months ago.
All right. Let me do this. We need to put up this number here for those, especially in Zambia. It's not just for those in Zambia. It's everybody.
Whoever, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whoever. And I trust that we can find time to attend this retreat. That's the number there. It's WhatsApp friendly, so get in touch. Your final words, my friend. Thank you for taking the time. And I just feel like we're having a conversation in the living room with some some unkoyo.
Yes.
Thank you for doing this. And,
it's been a great honor. Sorry. Okay. So you see, they say that AI will take over jobs. It will take over, opportunities and things like that. Perhaps we should look at this differently. The jobs that will be lost are for those who refuse to adopt these tools. Those who refuse to adapt, those who refuse and they want to stay the same, they're the ones that may get left behind. For those leaders that are going to adopt these tools and technologies and AI, for those that will say to themselves, I want to develop the human-centered leadership capabilities and skills, chances are that they will thrive into the future. It's your choice.
Excellent. It is, yeah. I agree with what Phiri says. Lots of insights I got. This was great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I just thought that I think this is necessary. This conversation was necessary in view and in light of the direction we are going as a country, Zambia, because I think we do not understand why we put people in leadership. I don't think we do. Because to be very honest with you, and I keep saying this, Claude, to me, when I went through the places that I went through, I went to Mufulira, I went to Chingola, I went to Kitwe, I went to Lusaka. There's only one thing that stood out to me. Just one thing, non-functional city councils. Kwasila, me, that's the only thing I picked up, non-functional city councils. I don't
and why should that be?
Yeah, and why should that be? So as you go to vote, think about this. Does this person really care about my welfare? Very important conversation, Brenda is saying. Yeah. Nikki says, I have enjoyed this immensely. I need all the books. Yes, please get the books. The website is scrolling at the bottom together with the theme, www.leadsoftware.com. Please go there. Let's support our brother. Somebody has written, Imwe, these are not 29 pamphlets. Okay, the small little pamphlets your papa write and they tell you that they've written 20. These are 29 books, average pages 200. Yeah, I mean that. I have a copy in my house. Thank you, my friend. That's a phone number there. And please get in touch. It's important. If you are able to go to the retreat in Livingstone, those in Zambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Congo, Tanzania, and everybody around, Namibia, Botswana, please get in touch and we'll be in touch. Claude, thank you.
We'll be happy to welcome you.
Excellent. Tell your wife I said hello.
I will. Thanks
All
a lot.
right. Thanks, my friend. All right. That's a number there. What we are going to do is continue on our path of talking about leadership as the nation gets into preparing to elect its new leaders, parliament, president, or whatever. Let me tell you something funny. I know I say it's funny because it is funny. I really don't care who's going to be president. Just elect councillors who are going to function and make the cities work, please. Okay? There's no need to have clogged whatever drainage systems. Kanyama is always flooding. From Vakaunda's time, it's still flooding. So you think that's a state house problem? Okay. Maybe I'm talking too much. And thank you, everybody. I appreciate you participating. Let's share this link. Let's make this conversation go viral. Share it with your members in your association executive. Share it in your political party, your church leadership. Share this link. What Claude has shared is very important. Very important. Very, very important. I appreciate you joining us. Please subscribe to our channel and do not forget to join us next week. We'll bring back more candidates for the mayor of Lusaka and let's see what they have to say. Have a great weekend.
Zambia Blog Talk Radio.